Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream. And the season is done. It's finished. 22-23 season, the worst in the history books for Chelsea in terms of the Premier League. Lowest points tally. I think it's lowest amount of games won as well. We only won 2 more games than Leicester, who got relegated 9 to our 11, which is quite something. We finished with a 1-1 draw at home to Newcastle. Had a very end of season feel to it. The game itself was okay. Newcastle played pretty well. They looked dangerous with the likes of Almiron, Isaac, St. Maximum, Gordon obviously scored. Of course, he was going to score at Stamford Bridge, having been linked with him last summer. But yeah, it just had a bit of a end of season feel to it. We could have easily won that game, had plenty of chances. Joao Felix with a great header towards the end. We had opportunities to stick the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, we get the goal with a Kieran Trippier own goal, but Madueke was decent. We were okay. And you know what? Not losing actually felt like a win, which is quite something, given that this is Chelsea. But this is where we've been this season. So yeah, we just have to enjoy it. Taking a point because we haven't had many of those this season, which is kind of mad. And yeah, it's done. We move to the summer now. Pochettino obviously has signed the contract now, so official announcement expected in the next 48 hours. So I'd imagine either today or tomorrow. Plenty of goodbyes at Stamford Bridge today, obviously with a lap of honour at the end. We know who's going. Mount, I couldn't really tell whether too much into him, but yeah, I mean, subsequently a video has emerged of him going back out on the pitch after everyone had left. So it does very much look like Mason Mount could well be leaving Chelsea. But yeah, as always, guys, make sure that you smash the likes on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you check out the match vlog as well once I've rounded this stream out. And get involved in the chat, as always, with your thoughts on the season, thoughts on today, and any Chelsea questions that you have in general. And let's bring up the season stats then. Let's make ourselves feel good on this bank holiday weekend. We're going to bring the stats up. Here we go. So, I mean, I don't think when we went into the new ownership in the summer under Todd Bowley, Thomas Tuchel still in charge, signing Koulibaly, Sterling, Cucurella, Fofana, Aubameyang. I don't think we thought come end of May that we'd be sitting here with 11 wins, 11 draws, 16 losses, only scoring 38 goals. So we averaged a goal a game this season in the Premier League, which is, fuck me, that is quite something. That's so bad. Obviously conceded 47 goals and we finished on a -9 goal difference. I wonder if we have had a lower goal difference than that since the Premier League started in 1992. I don't know if we have. If someone wants to find that out, they can. 44 points. That's worse than the 51 points we got in the 15-16 season. So yeah, not good. Doesn't make good reading at all. But we just have to forget about this season. But the most important thing is, yes, forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind. But there's a lot of important lessons that we need to learn this season, because we cannot allow for this to happen again. Now, whether that's standards within the club dropping, standards or players not demanding standards from everyone else, senior players, a complete lack of leaders in the team, all the reasons as to why we've kind of combusted this season, they need to be looked at, analysed, and make sure they damn well don't happen again, because it's just nowhere near acceptable this season. We knew it was going to be difficult at the start of the season. I didn't actually fancy us to finish in the top 4, even if Tuchel had stayed. It wouldn't have been this bad, that's for sure. But you know, I wouldn't have fancied us to qualify for the Champions League. We've been on a downward trajectory within the league for a number of years now. So yeah, you know, it's the 7th year now, not winning the Premier League title. So we need to get back to challenging for that and ultimately winning it. That's the big thing. But yeah, you know, I think there's reason to be excited next season. Obviously, Pochettino, a top manager. We've got an exciting squad to work with once we get the players out the door and bring what we need in through the door. But I think we also, as fans, have got to be patient and have an acceptance that, do you know what? Yes, Chelsea's standards are to win and to always be competitive. But right now, we're not at that standard to win the big things. And we have to build ourselves back up to getting there. And we're not there right now. And we might not be there next season. We could take steps towards it next season, but it could be in 2 seasons' time. And we just have to understand that this is where we are at Chelsea right now, is that we're in a difficult period. We've gone through a massive transition period. We've still got more players that we need to sign. We've got a lot of players that we need to shift out the door. And then we need to allow Pochettino to do his work. And we probably won't see the best of the Pochettino work until 2 seasons' time, instead of a season, to kind of learn, bed himself in and whatnot. So, yeah, let's kind of see what happens. So we get to a few things in the chat. By the way, people, keep smashing the likes on the stream. The support this season has been great. I appreciate each and every one of you. There's going to be a lot of content to come over the summer. I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, obviously make sure you stay tuned for that and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, smash the likes, people. Subscribe to the channel, and let's get this show on the road. Daniel, hi. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Big up from Pompey. Appreciate it. Yep, I hear that, mate. I'm glad in a way, but I'll also miss it as well. Yeah, we'll be back. And actually, we've moved up to 7th in the table now, because the Premier League table is reset and it's in alphabetical order. So we are now 7th in the league. Haven't been that high for a while, actually. So we're 7th. Yes, mate. I'll get to this in a second. I'll come back to that. It was good to see on the human side there were no boos at the last game. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I think there might have been a smuttering of boos when Pulisic came on, but certainly none from where I was sitting. And yeah, look, the season's been terrible. The players know that, the fans know that, the club know that. But ultimately, at the end, you know, they come around and applaud us, and we applaud them. Yes, you know, I've obviously, myself and many other fans have said perhaps not some pleasant things about players, about Lampard as the manager. But ultimately, like, when the dust has settled and it's the end of the season, you know, they thank us, we thank them, and we build towards having a better season next season. Well, when Havertz gets started up top of it, it's no wonder we couldn't score. Yeah, no, it was tough today. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't really that bothered about who played well and who didn't, really, because it's the end of the season. There's no point moaning about it. It's the same thing we've been moaning about all season. So yeah, I just kind of just it is what it is. No, he wasn't at the bridge today. Egg Barley was at the bridge today. I saw him before the game. Yeah, I saw Egg Barley before the game today. So we're going to have a great season next season. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure he said that at the start of this season. But yeah, let's hope so. So I saw Egg Barley was there. Bowley wasn't there. His positioning and intelligence in the box is awful. I presume you mean Havertz, and yes, it absolutely is. Is Spalletti confirmed as gone? That's kind of mad that he's guided them to a first Serie A title since 1990, and then he's gone. No, he's gone. Yeah, Luciano Spalletti's imminent exit. Fabrizio. Yes, Spalletti told me he'd prefer to take a sabbatical year. Could I say no? He gave me a lot, and I thank him. He came to me and said that he's given his all, that a circle has been closed. Fair. Well, yeah, I wonder what that means for the futures of the likes of Victor Osimhen, maybe Kvaratskhelia. Napoli won't sell both of them in the same window, but yeah, it's certainly a slight turn up for the books there, but obviously Spalletti taking a year out. What do you think, looking at Mount from his body language and the way he conducts himself in? Look, I mean, I'm just a fan. From what I saw when he was going round and clapping the fans, he looked quite emotional. And you know, there wasn't really any chanting of his name either. I mean, I don't know if there should have been or not. He went round, obviously applauded the fans, but then obviously subsequently, after everyone had left, there's a clip that's gone up on social media of him out with, I think it looks like the Masseur, Bill McCulloch, just walking around the stadium empty. It kind of feels like, I don't know, it kind of feels quite real that he could be leaving. But again, I maintain hope. I know I'm not, this is not everyone's thoughts, but I maintain hope that, you know, he and the club can sort something out and you know, and come to an agreement, and he ends up staying. But yeah, if I'm being honest right now, having seen the events unfold today, it's looking to me like he's very much likely to leave. But I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, look, it was great to give Lampard a send-off today. Look, I've been very critical of Lampard as a manager in his spell here. He's not been good enough at all. But ultimately, you know, he's a club legend, and when the dust has settled, there's no hard feelings or anything like that. We thank him. You know, we got to give him a send-off because we never got to do that before. We didn't get to give him a send-off when he got sacked as manager, and we didn't get to give him a send-off as a player either. So we actually got a send-off from the Stamford Bridge Stadium, which is really important. in my opinion. So yeah, that's the reasoning for that. Yeah, apparently Bowley is focusing on his LA teams at the moment. Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, I don't know, but he wasn't at the game today, but Egg Barley was. And actually, Egg Barley's got more of a share. I know Bowley's kind of like the guy that everyone talks about, but Egg Barley's actually got more control in Chelsea than Bowley does. But Bowley's obviously kind of like the main guy at the moment. But yeah, that is the scores on the doors for this season there. I mean, that is shocking. Let's get that off the screen because I don't want to look at it anymore. I just want to forget about it. Let me bring up a few comments from Lampard post-game then. And speaking in the Daily Mirror, I believe, he's gone on about this quite a lot since he's been back at the club. The basics I keep talking about, standards collectively have dropped. I can be honest because I might not see much of them anymore. The standards have to be at the maximum. If you're not vocal or competitive in the dressing room, every top team has to have that. I could see that wasn't there enough. Now, yeah, look, this is exactly what we've known for the longest time possible. It's great that Lampard's come out and said it. It's what everyone knew. It's what everyone thought. And it is a problem going forward. Now, I don't know how this has been allowed to happen in terms of standards dropping, because in terms of players that went out the door last summer, we lost Jorginho in January, but he was obviously kind of part of that quote-unquote leadership group and that kind of group of captains that they have. But you look at kind of big players we lost last summer, and we lost Rudiger, who would definitely be part of that kind of leadership within the dressing room and on the pitch. But we didn't lose loads and loads of them. I mean, please correct me in the chat if I'm mistaken. Though we obviously lost Rudiger on a free. Jorginho went in January, but that shouldn't make that much difference, really. It was going to have an effect, but it shouldn't make a massive difference that the standards collectively have dropped. Now, I would love to know why the standards have collectively dropped. Because I can't really put my finger on it. Yes, you could look at maybe, I don't know, thinking they could perhaps players thinking that maybe they could get away with a bit more because because of Potter being a bit of a soft touch, or them just thinking, do you know what, we don't like this, so we're just going to down tools and wait till the manager gets out. I don't really know, but the lack of leadership is a massive problem. And every week I go, it becomes more and more evident that there are a complete lack of leaders in this team. There's obviously a lack of leadership around the training ground. There's just a lack of everything at the moment. And that's really important to address in the summer as well, because we need some leaders in that team. Obviously, we've got Thiago Silva. We need to keep the experience. We need to keep some experience. Now, Azpilicueta, to me, obviously, we gave him the send-off today, the banner in the shed. But when he was going round, it didn't look like he was someone that was saying his goodbyes. Now, I could be reading that completely wrong. He might be keeping his cards close to his chest. I don't know. He's still got another year on his contract. Now, I think in terms of playing, it's not worth keeping him, really. But in terms of his influence and effects that he can have around the dressing room and around the training ground, then I think it is worth keeping, because we've got a lot of young players who are very inexperienced, and you need to drop some experience. You need to put some experience into the mix, and some people that know what the standards are, have experienced the standards whilst being at the club during when we were winning everything. And those have got to be maintained. We need to keep those players around. So the Azpilicuetas, your Silvers, it's really important that we get Kante extended. I don't know what's happened there, to at least have some experience around the place. Yes, Reece James obviously come through the academy, and he's got a bit of experience, but we're talking top senior pros here with the experience. We're letting quite a few senior players go. We need to replace the experience that we're losing, and we just haven't done that. And I'm surprised we haven't got enough vocal players on the pitch either. That really is a problem. And the fact that the standards aren't at the maximum, and they need to be at the maximum, that is a problem. The standards have collectively dropped. That's the big worry. And I don't know how we can collectively raise those standards back up again, because once they dropped, it can be hard to raise them. So I'm not really too sure what's going on here. But again, we've got a lot of young players coming into the squad. And look, don't get me wrong, age doesn't mean experience. Like, experience is, your games that you've played and whatnot. So you can still be 22, 23 years of age and be an experienced pro. But we're talking about that real leadership, that never say die attitude. And there's just not enough of that in the Chelsea dressing room at the moment. And that's a concern going forward, how we change that mentality and that attitude, and how we find ourselves. We need some more leaders, or how can we develop what we've all players that we've already got into leaders? I think Fernandes can be an excellent leader. I also think Reece James can as well, but we need some experience, which is why I do worry slightly when we're getting rid of a lot of players, that we're letting experience go out the door. I worry that we need to do our best to try and keep N'Golo Kante. Look, he can't keep himself fit for that many games, but his experience as well and his leadership qualities can obviously be really useful to all the youngsters that we've got. So it's really important that gets addressed, because right now we just aren't addressing any of it whatsoever. Which is a problem. So hopefully that can be reassessed next season. But yeah, let's have a look what a few of the players have been saying. Again, guys, get involved in the chat as always. Keep smashing the likes. Let's get this stream up to 20 likes, people. We're on 12 at the moment, so we can definitely get that higher. Let's get another 8 likes on this, guys. So keep smashing the likes. Subscribe to the channel as well. And let's have a look what people have been saying. I'll tell you, someone who did impress me today was Madueke. Now, he's done really well recently in the last few games. And he took to Instagram today to thank you, Chelsea, for making me feel at home from the very first minute. Next season will be different, I'm certain. Success is non-negotiable and is what you guys deserve. Take care and see you at the bridge soon. Now, I actually think this is great from Madueke. This is the sort of stuff you want to see from players, saying success is what we're going to deserve. It's what we deserve. It's a non-negotiable. Next season will be different. I think he's been really positive, having signed in January. Look, he wasn't in the team at the start when he first signed, but when he's been given his opportunities, he's made the most of them. And on the whole, he's actually done pretty well. He's obviously got his goal at the Emirates. And I think is a player that, you can see, yes, the end product needs work. He's raw, but he's got ability. He's direct. He's pacey. He's got skill. He takes players on. He's not afraid. Everything you want in a wide man. I think under Pochettino, then he can really develop himself further. And I think next season, Madueke can really nail down a consistent starting spot on that right-hand side. So I'm excited by him. I'm pleased to see. It didn't cost an arm and a leg to get in. Yes, we spent, obviously, I think 30 or 35 odd million pounds on him, but he looks good today, and I like him, and I'm a fan of his. And the kid's just turned 21 a few months ago. So yeah, I think the future's bright for him. Excuse me, and I'm excited to see what he can do next season, even in a pre-season under Pochettino. He's had 6 months to get used. He's had half a season to get used to the Premier League, and then with a full pre-season under his belt in Chelsea colours, I think we can see the best of Madueke next season. I'm personally excited by it. I feel we need some experience around. Yeah, that is a view that I've expressed as well. Look, it's great that we're signing young players and players for the future, but also we need to make sure we keep some experience around the place and have a good balance. You need some experienced heads in the team, as well as some of the young guys that could be good now or in a year or two's time. We don't want to go the complete opposite way, where we get rid of all the experience and we've just got a team full of youngsters. That's kind of not the way that we want to go. So we need to make sure that we do address the experience factor as well. Maybe we could use Colwell in a Caicedo deal. I think Levi Colwell's a top player. Brighton obviously want to keep him. Would I be prepared to sacrifice Colwell if it meant getting Caicedo? Maybe. The only reason I'd say maybe is because we're quite well stocked in the centre-back position. But then again, when Thiago Silva leaves, Colwell's perfect. So, it is a tough one, that. I mean, part of me would love to say yes, but then part of me is also thinking, like, yeah, we probably would regret that. So I'd probably have to say no. As much as it would be great to get Caicedo, I don't think we can be sacrificing Colwell for that. I really don't think that. We need experience with desire to win. Senior players like Cover useless. Hope Kante stays. Yeah, look, Kante needs to stay. We saw Kante after the game today. getting into his car, or was getting into a people carrier, whatever he was doing. Yeah. So I mean, look, I don't know if he's staying or not. It's weird because we had that stuff a couple of months ago that, oh yeah, Kante's definitely staying. He's really close to signing a new contract. It's almost agreed. And then we didn't hear anything for a while. So I'm not really sure what's happening there. Hopefully we can, now that the season's done, there's no reason why, this can't be dealt with quite quickly now, because we've got nothing else to play for. The season's over. So yeah, let's hope Kante can agree and extend, because it would be a really important deal for the club to get done. Yeah, for sure. Madueke needs to release the ball fast. Yeah, no, look, he's a young guy, he's learning, but I think he's really positive, and I really do like what I've been seeing from Madueke recently. It's been good, and I've liked what I've seen. I think the future's bright for him. We have one last chance to get this right this summer. Have to get the outgoing spot on, install a playing style, attitude, and player application crucial. Yeah, that's going to be massive for Pochettino. Let's see how he gets on. We're going to have to back him on this, And ultimately, we need to start operating again as a ruthless football club. If players aren't buying into the manager's methods, they need to leave. Simple as that. I don't care who you are. If you don't want to be here, if you're not buying into what the manager wants to do, if you're not on board with it, you need to be shown the door. We only want people here that want to be here and are fully on board with what the manager wants to do. Everyone needs to be pulling in the same direction. I think a massive problem this season is that too many people are pulling in different directions, and we've been all over the fucking place. So yeah, everyone's got to be pulling in a direction. Players need to start applying themselves more. Standards need to be lifted. And Poch needs to take no shit from anyone, because a lot of these players now for far too long have been getting away with it for far too long as well. So let's hope that next season see the standards return and Poch kind of take a no bullshit approach to this, because as I said, these players have been getting away with it for too long. Yeah, no, we do. We have got a lot. Yeah, of course we do. But Silva probably next season going to be his last year. Is Koulibaly could feasibly be sold this summer? So yeah, look, I think we need to keep Colwell. I don't know what assurances on playing time we can give him next season, but yes, I get your point, but I'm not sure it'd sit right with me if we sacrifice Colwell for Caicedo, as much as I would like to get Caicedo in. Let's have a look here. We only have 2 experienced centre backs. No, that isn't a lot. No, it isn't. So yeah, we got to do something about it. We do need to do something. So happy the season's over. I'm going to be sad to see Mount leave. I honestly thought it'd become our new Lampard. What new Lampard into? I mean, he's never going to. I don't think he's ever going to be become like the club's record scorer. But yeah, look, I think it's a shame. All we can do now with Mount is just wait and see how this one plays out, and wait and see what happens. But I think today's events, it looks like he's heading more towards the exit door than he is to signing a contract extension. And that's kind of just the reality of the situation. Mate, I hope so. Look, I was not going to moan about the lineup today, but I was annoyed that Chukwuemeka didn't start, and I don't understand why Mudryk couldn't even get on the pitch today. I really don't get it. I really hope in Pochettino that he can develop Mudryk, sort of a bit of an arm around the shoulder, get him cooking in pre-season, and he can hit the ground running for the start of next season, because I think he's a good player. I think there's a player in there. I think there's a lot of ability, a lot of potential. He's direct, he's quick, he's good with the ball at his feet. End product, again, needs a bit of work like a lot of these players do. But yeah, I think I'm annoyed that Mudryk didn't play today. I'm really not. Yeah, the Aspie banner was great before the game today. Really, really good to see him getting that. He absolutely deserves it for everything he's done. What a player he's been for us. 7 million quid as well. All those years ago from Marseille, I think 2012. We signed him after we won the Champions League. Yeah, that was exactly it. Yeah, so yeah, can't say a bad word about Aspie. Yeah, his legs have gone a bit this season. He's not quite up to it, but a phenomenal player. Really special for what he's done for this football club. And if it is to be goodbye in the summer, then yeah, of course, we thank him for everything that he's done for the football club. But it was a real nice touch today to see that display unfurled in the shed. This hard one, but worst player in the squad for me this season is Havertz. I mean, well, there's plenty of candidates for this, but I mean, yeah, look, it's not been good now. 3 years, no consistency. Yeah, look, we do need to move him on again. Like, I would probably expect him to be here next season, if I'm being honest, because I mean, it didn't really look to me like he was waving goodbye at all to anyone at the end today. Who knows? But yeah, I think we need to move Havertz on. We do need to move on from it. It's just not worked out at all. But again, I don't know what suitors we'd get for him, how much money we'd get for him. But yeah, I'm in full agreement that it's definitely time to move on from Havertz now. Mudryk situation is a frustrating one. There's one shaky game, then he gets dropped for 2-3. Yeah, I can't believe Sterling. I think Sterling might have played a full 90s today. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, I think Sterling might have played a full 90. Jesus. God, cough as bad as the football this season. Fucking hell. Oh, maybe I'm in withdrawal symptoms from Chelsea already. Oh, sorry, guys. Dying here. Oh, God. Yeah, the Mudryk situation is a frustrating one. Has one shaky game. Yeah, I've just read that. What the fuck am I doing? Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure how Sterling played a full game. I think he played a full game. So I can't remember if he got subbed off or not. I don't think he did. But yeah. Well, mate, it was only ever going to be Silva winning the Player of the Year. No, there was no other candidate for the job whatsoever. It was always going to be him because he's been the standout performer this season in a really, really shit season for us. But yeah, it's obviously that's that. Obviously, we had let's cheer ourselves up. Let me bring this up on screen now. Let's have a look at the top scorers, the top assisters for this season here. Lewis Hall robbed. Yeah, he's definitely robbed of a few assists. There's no doubt about it. I thought he had a really good game today as well. Let's bring the screen up. What I was going to do here. Yeah, right. Here we go then. These are the stats. All competitions. Top scorers this season. Havertz and Sterling with 9. Then followed by Felix on 4. 3 for Gallagher, Mount, Jorginho and Aubameyang. And then we got Kovacic, Koulibaly, Chilwell, James Farner on 2 with Pulisic, Zakaria, Broja, Badiashile and Madueke on 1. That's mad. The fact that Jorginho left in the summer and he is our joint third top scorer in all comps this season with 3 goals, and he left halfway through the fucking season. That's actually mad. I mean, seeing the numbers there, I knew it was bad, but when you see it written down, that is shocking. Absolutely shocking. Controversial take, but I don't think we had enough Todd Bowley in the dressing room. Hopefully he'll be more present next season in our dressing room. He was in there quite a lot. I mean, obviously it's a culture thing. It happens a lot in American sports. Like, it's quite normal to go in the dressing room and that. It's not. It does happen in English football. It happened on the Roman. It depends on the situation and the context that it's going into the dressing room. Obviously, look, he owns the fucking football club. He can do what he wants. But end of the day, as long as it's not having a detrimental effect on the team and it's not pissing the manager off that the owner's going, and the owners have got every right to go and do what they want. I don't know what the conversations are like, but I personally don't have any issue with it at all. I really don't. Yes, big up, Nina. Thank you for tuning in. What we got here? 4 left backs: Martin, Hall, Cucurella, Chilwell. At least 2 of them have to find. Look, if I'm being perfectly honest, I think Martin will be sold or will go out on loan again. Lewis Hall could benefit from a loan potentially, but then again he is decent. But if you've got Cucurella, Chilwell, and Hall, can all 3 realistically? We don't need 3 left backs. We certainly don't need 4 next season, and we're going with a back 4 under Poch. So yeah, this is a problem, really. Look, I like Ian Martin. He had a great season at Burnley. He was very good at Coventry as well the previous season and a loan spell. I think he needs to play Premier League football. If he can go on loan to Burnley again, then I think that would be good for him. And then obviously Lewis Hall, I don't know what we do with him. Realistically, his best position is actually a midfield player, but he's done really well at left back and left wing back. This is a tricky situation. Cucurella, I think, deserves another chance. Yes, this season's been shocking from him, but He's new. He deserves another opportunity. And no one's going to buy Cucurella this summer, and certainly no one's going to buy him for anywhere near the money that we'd be looking to try and recoup for him. So yeah, I can't see him leaving. I think Martson will go, and maybe Lewis Hall will potentially go on loan. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's awful. It is shocking. Poch has to be ruthless with the squad when trimming players. Yep, absolutely. I hope he's got his list already sorted out. Miss Costa and Drogba. Yeah, mate, no joke. These could literally be relegation team stats. Like no joke, no banter at all. This could be relegation stats for a team that had gone down. You look at that list of scorers there, and that could easily be Southampton, that could be Leicester, that could be Leeds. That's so shit. Fuck me, 9 goals. No one's hit double. I've just realised that no one's hit double figures this season for Chelsea in goals in all comps. Fuck me. We're shitter than I thought we were. Like, that's inexcusable. And again, it just goes to highlight the massive, massive issue we've got with putting the ball in the back of the net and how important it is that we sign the right striker this summer. But yeah, mate, those stats, fuck me. That's so bad. Fair. Yeah, mate. It's quite. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell just when I'm just reading. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Todd's moving away from everyday running of the club. Great. Let the people. Yeah, look, I think that was always going to be the case. But I think at the start, he obviously had to do a lot more than he would have maybe wanted to have done because we didn't have a department in place. We had to move quickly and get things done. So we had to take it more of an active role. I think it's right now that, with the footballing department in place, your Vivels, your Win Stanleys, your Lawrence Stewarts, Joe Shields and all that sort of stuff, then, Bowley doesn't need to be as hands-on anymore. So I think that could be good looking forward. Let's have a look. Next season, I hope we don't see Havertz up top. Yeah, that's the plan, mate. I would also like that as well. How long have you supported Chelsea for? Oh, this has been the worst season for me as a Chelsea fan. I've supported Chelsea probably the last 20 years, I guess. And this has been the worst season, absolutely by a country mile, worst season for me. If we're losing Felix, Mount and Havertz, I'd love to take Maddison. Yeah, I think Maddison would be a great shout. I have a feeling that today's opponents, Newcastle, will be back in for Maddison. They had 2 bids turned down in January, around 50 million quid. Now that Leicester have gone down, that price certainly won't have increased for James Maddison. Look, Maddison, I think, is a top player. I like him. I think he's a really intelligent footballer. Look, in this situation, absolutely, we'd like if we replaced Felix, Mount, and Havertz with Nkunku and Maddison. I think that's pretty good going. But yeah, I suspect that Maddison will go to Newcastle this summer. That would be my tip on it right now. The worst season since '87 when we went down. Fucking hell, we went down in '87. I can't imagine what a relegation's been like. Yeah, it's been really tough following Chelsea home and away this season. But yeah, it's not been a relegation. So yeah, fuck me, I can't imagine what that feels like to see the boys in blue get relegated. That's kind of mad. I mean, it wasn't too far off happening this season. I mean, we joke we only finished 10 points. 10 points is a lot. We finished 10 points at the drop, but at one point you were worrying that it could have been possible. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, we need to let's get that off the screen. That is shocking. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, I mean, guys, get your questions in and all that sort of stuff as well. With anything you want me to discuss. But yeah, obviously, Pochettino. Oh, yeah, let's talk about Pochettino. Contract signed. I mentioned it at the top of the show. Didn't go into it in too much detail. The contract has now been signed between Chelsea and Mauricio Pochettino. Official announcement is going to be imminent in the next 48 hours. So either, I guess, today or tomorrow, that will happen. And I think that's exciting. Obviously, we knew it was going to happen anyway, but it was just taken a long time to happen. But yeah, it's done now, and he can get to work, and it's going to be exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to it. He's got to come in and be ruthless. Contract will be signed until 2026. And yeah, I think he's already been doing work behind the scenes, really. Anyway, But yeah, Fabrizio confirming, Matt Law confirming, sorry, that, the contract has been signed with Maurizio Pochettino and Chelsea. So finally, that's all officially done now. We knew it was done, but, it's great to have that signature on the contract now, because you can always worry that, like, we might change his mind, or what if something goes wrong, or if something happens. But, that signature's now on the contract, and we're good to cook under this guy next season. I think there'll be plenty of he's magic, chance. I mean, yeah, you can call it a little bit shameless and that, but yeah, he's magic. So let's see what happens under him. But yeah, this is a huge job for him. Chelsea are a massive job, but yeah, this is going to be tough for Poch. He's going to need the time. He's going to need the backing of the fans. And we're just going to have to allow him to do what he needs to do. We've seen what he can do in terms of working with young players, developing young players. At Spurs, when he arrived, the squad was 30-odd players. He trimmed that down. So there's quite a few parallels and similarities between what the situation at Spurs was like and what the situation at Chelsea was like when he's walked into the club. Yeah, Asher, I agree, mate. It's a brave man to take this job, but it's a job that is exciting. It's a job that's a top job in football. It's an exciting playing squad, a lot of great young players. And, I think he's a really good tactician. He's a smart guy. He's got a great reputation within the game. I think this could be decent for Chelsea. It could be exactly what we need right now, in terms of just someone that can come in, steady the ship, set it back on its path, and make improvements. And I think not having the European football as shit as it is to watch everyone else playing Champions League, Europa League and whatnot, this can really help us moving forwards. Like, with all the time he's going to have on the training pitch to implement ideas, form an identity, get his ideas across, get, players gelling together, players spending more time together, understanding each other, building a better connection. I think all this does bode well for next season. Also bodes well as 5 Champions League spaces available as well, which means that 5th place would get us that. So I don't see any reason why we couldn't finish in the top 5 next season. I mean, I think top 6 has got to be the aim to start with, and then kind of move from there. What do you think of Luton playing Chelsea? I think it's great. I was at a playoff final at Wembley yesterday. It's a great game, great occasion. Fans, by the way, were absolutely phenomenal for both sets of fans. Fantastic atmosphere at the ground. Look, Luton's great. The first team ever to go from conference to the Premier League. I think they did it in 9 years. That's quite something. And fair play to them. Fair play to them. They fully deserved it. And also, you know what? Like, they did finish 3rd in the Championship anyway. 10-odd points ahead of Coventry. Part of me just feels that would have felt a little bit, disappointed that, having finished 3rd, you don't go up and the team in 6th goes up instead. So, yeah, I think the right result was made. I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to go to Kenilworth Road next season, take it in. It's a unique ground for sure. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Yeah, well, I mean, I can't remember when that was. That must have been, actually, I think under Potter at the start, we were close to 4th. Poch wasn't my first choice, but fully behind him. We must not expect too much next season. Yeah, absolutely. And this summer is going to be so crucial to shaping how next season's actually going to go. Can we get rid of enough players? Can we get rid of the players that need to be got rid of? And are we going to sign the right players and the right quality that we need to bring in? That is going to be absolutely key for us. He'll sort out the player standards. Yeah, I agree. He's someone that won't take any shit. I think he'll definitely sort out those standards. Mate, we all hope this. We all hope that. I really can't take to Poch. I hated him at Spurs. Think it's similar to Rafa to Everton. No, I don't think it's like that at all. Poch has been to other clubs. He's been to PSG after Spurs. And look, he's a top manager. He's never slagged Chelsea off in public like Rafa did. I'm excited by it. And ultimately, think of it this way. If Pochettino comes in and does well at Chelsea, we've got another thing over Spurs. Probably their best manager in a long time has come to Chelsea and won trophies, something that he couldn't do at Spurs. So, the bragging rights go up another level there as well. We made it to the Florida Cup final. Yeah, we did make it to the Florida Cup final, didn't we? We obviously got fucking battered. I think Arsenal beat, was that when Arsenal beat us 4-0? So, yeah, that it is what it is, though. Yeah, Pochettino's contract signed, official announcement coming within the next 2 days. And then he can get to work. We'll see him maybe pictured with a Chelsea shirt, maybe a press conference. I don't know if there'll be a press conference or anything like that. It probably won't be. I think it'll just be an announcement with maybe some quotes from him on the website. Maybe we'll get him holding up. Oh, they probably will get him holding up a shirt as well, I guess. Exactly that. We send Spurs send managers to us. Hopefully they win. We send managers to Spurs. They didn't do anything. And then in Mourinho's case, comes out and says that in a Roma press conference recently that he feels really close to all his clubs except Tottenham. You know, love Jose, love him. But yeah, that's signed. Pochettino has signed the contract. So yeah, that's all done, and we can look forward to him getting to work in what is going to be a humongous task for him. There's so much that we need to sort out, but yeah, let's move on. I'll bring that down. Let's get the player ratings up on the screen for the final time, people. The final time at the player ratings. I realise that I've not done all the subs here either. Kind of forgot about that. But yeah, people, smash the likes on the stream. We have got 4 more likes to hit the 20 likes mark. So please smash the likes on the stream, guys. Would massively appreciate it. Let's get 4 more likes on this. Let's get it to 20. And let's be honest, guys, let's try and round this one out and get it to 30 if we can. So keep smashing the likes, subscribe to the channel as well. Smash through the 3K barrier. So on the way to 4K now, every new subscriber helps. So please do click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already and you are locked in now. Let's get this on the road to 4K, people. Final player ratings of the season then. Guys in the chat, make sure you get involved as always. Let's start in goal with Kepa. And possibly could have been his last game at Stamford Bridge in a Chelsea shirt today. I don't really know. I think the wages are going to be a big problem with getting any potential suitors to sign him. A loan deal could be a possibility, maybe. Chelsea have always maintained that they want 2 keepers competing. Look at Kepa today, made a couple of decent saves, a bit of a hash for the goal, how it's kind of crept under his body. I would probably give Kepa a 5.5 today, I think. I mean, I don't know if that's too, is that harsh? I'm not really sure. He did make some good saves and kind of kept us in the game, I suppose. I'll give him we'll give him a 5. We'll give Kepa a 5.5. I think that's reasonably fair. Let's move on to Azpilicueta then at right back. I'll be honest, guys, I can't really remember too much of this game today. It's proper end of season vibe to it. Didn't feel like I was too fully invested in the game like I normally am. Azpilicueta I thought was half decent, got forward well at times, made some good tackles, etc., some good interceptions. And overall, I think a half decent performance from Dave. I think I'd give him a 6. I'll give Dave a 6. I think that's fair. Let's give Dave the 6. Moving on to Chalobah then. Started. He only played a half. I'm not really sure why that was. I don't know if that was maybe pre-agreed before the game or not. But Chalobah only played a half. Was it an injury? Was it a knock? I'm not really too sure. Haven't heard too much on that. Doesn't really matter now because the season's done, so it is kind of irrelevant. I thought Trevor was okay at times. St. Maximin was causing him a few problems. Isaac was causing him a few problems as well. But yeah, I think Trev was okay today. I'd say I'd give him a 5. I'd give him a 5. And then Fofana, who played in the second half, I thought he was okay as well. Let's give him a 6. I think he was all right. Nothing spectacular, but nothing massively wrong either. Let's move on to the Chelsea Player of the Year then in Thiago Silva. I thought a decentish game. Nothing too special. Nothing shocking as usual with him. I thought he was okay. It's quite tough to give him a rating on this one, really. I'd probably say, be giving Azpilicueta. Yeah, I think maybe a 6 is probably fair for Silva. Let's give him a 6. And then for Lewis Hall, who I actually thought was really good again today, gets forward well, puts a shift in. Really exciting future, still only 18 years of age. I reckon I'd give him a... this is a tough one. I'd give him a... I thought it was good today. I'll give him a 6.5. probably the best of the lot in the back four. In my opinion, I'll give him the 6.5 for Lewis Hall. Really exciting future. I hope he plays a lot more of a regular part in the first team squad next season. He's there for the whole season. He plays regular minutes and whatnot in the team because he absolutely deserves it. And there's no two ways about it. He absolutely deserves that. So let's move on to Enzo Fernandez then. I think he's been a revelation since he's come in January. Barely put a foot wrong. Had a couple of difficult games in the Champions League against Real Madrid and the league games in and around it. But overall, he's been a really positive impact. And we have to sign a midfield player to play alongside him or allow him to play further up the pitch. That's going to be so crucial to our success next season. In terms of today, I thought Enzo was decent, nice on the ball, some good passing, breaking play up in the middle of the park, trying to dictate the tempo of the game from central midfield. Nothing too spectacular. I'd probably give Enzo. Yeah, we do need an Enzo goal next season. Disappointing that the first goal didn't come in this half of the season, but obviously let's hope it comes next season. I reckon. This is a tough one. I'd probably go. Am I going to go for another 6? Everyone just seems to be getting for these 6s. No, I thought Enzo was good today. Let's go 6.5. Moving on to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Saying his goodbyes today. When he got subbed off, it looked like he was clearly waving farewell to the fans and to Stamford Bridge. I just want to say a massive, obviously not going to watch this, but I'm just going to put my thoughts out there anyway. I just want to say a massive thank you to Ruben for everything he's done for the club over the years. Never once complained. He's come through the academy. It's a real shame he picked up that Achilles injury because he was absolutely balling out under Sarri in that 18-19 season. He's not quite been the same since, but he's always put a shift in, always given his best for the club when he's played. He's been versatile across a number of positions, never moaned about playing time. And he's been a really, really valuable member of the squad. And I would personally think it'd be good to keep him round as a squad player, a bit of a utility man. But he's going to move on probably for the sake of his career, maybe for the sake of the club as well. Pure profit on the books as well. I thought Ruben was half decent today. Are we looking at another 6? I guess we probably are looking at another 6 for Ruben. But yeah, in what is in all likelihood his last game as a Chelsea player, which is quite sad, really. A little bit emotional about it. Dr. Phil's Cream Pie Lounge, big up for the donation, bro. Massively appreciate that. Very kind of you. Really appreciate your support this season. Enzo and Nkunku going to cook next season. Thanks for all the streams and supporting the Blues, mate. It's a pleasure. I mean, look, it's been, obviously I'll say this at the end, but it's been an absolute pleasure this season. The matches have not been good. The results have been poor, but it's been a pleasure to build this community, interact with all you guys on a regular basis, talking all things Chelsea. And I appreciate each and every single one of your support. Probably haven't met many of you at all, if ever, but it feels like know each other. So yeah, look, it's great, and I massively appreciate everyone tuning in this season. So yeah, thank you very much for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing Nkunku cook in next season because I think that him and Enzo combination could be really good. And I'm excited to see what he can bring to the club as well. Hopefully we'll have some Nkunku announcement and pictures soon as well. But yeah, no, appreciate the donation. Really, really appreciate it. Conor Gallagher then started again. Was okay today. He runs around. He puts a shift in. You know what it's like with Gallagher. You know exactly what you're going to get. He's going to work his socks off. Didn't have too much influence on this game today. I don't know if it's going to be his last game or not. The academy lads are going to be up for sale. They're pure profit. They represent obviously the easiest way to make money and pure profit for the club. I would like to keep Gallagher next season. I think he can be an important member of the squad. I think Pochettino would be a big fan of his as a squad rotation option. I think he could do well. We can't get rid of everyone, and we can't sign loads of players either. So, Ruben's going to be going. Kovacic is going to be going. We can't lose Ruben, Kovacic, and Gallagher. So I think 2 from Ruben, Kova, and Gallagher need to leave. I'd let Ruben and Gallagher leave. Ruben and Kova leave, and then we kind of see what happens there. But in terms of Gallagher today, I think probably I'd give him a 5. It wasn't amazing, but yeah, it is what it is. I hope it's not his last game because I think he can be useful for the squad. Right then, guys, let's round this one out with the front three. Still waiting for 3 more likes on the stream to get this up to 20 likes, people. We can do it. Let's round the season out on a high, hitting 20 likes. Let's keep it going, people. Right, Madueke then. I thought probably the best player on the pitch today. Really exciting. End product's not quite there, but, you know, he's got pace, he's got tricks, he's got skill, he's direct, no fear, takes players on, speaks well as well. I thought this was a really promising performance from Madueke, and I really liked what I saw. End product needs work, as I've said. Could definitely score more goals. Let's wait and see what happens. But I definitely think for Madueke under Pochettino, there's some really exciting times ahead, and see how he can develop. But yeah, today I think give him a 7. Give Madueke a 7. Let's move on to Raheem Sterling. Obviously, they announced him as the goal scorer in the stadium. He wasn't the goal scorer. It was an own goal from Kieran Trippier. This is a really frustrating performance from Sterling. A few good things, but a lot of just really shit things. That's like, doesn't look like he's trying at times. Loose touch, not taking players on, offside. It's been a really tough first season for him. And look, I don't, if is Pochettino going to fancy him? I don't really know. Can Poch get him performing to a higher level? I'd like to hope so. Are we going to get offers for Sterling in the summer? I wouldn't have thought so based on this season. We're certainly not going to get any offers paying him the 300 odd K a week that he's on at the club at the moment. So it looks like we're going to be stuck with Sterling. I will give him the benefit of another season. He's only been here 1 year, and it's been a really tough year. So let's see what he can do. But he absolutely has to be better next season. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. I thought he was really poor today. So I'm probably looking at a 4 for Sterling here. It won't be the lowest because this guy is going to be the lowest. Havertz today was just invisible. I literally didn't even really notice him on the pitch at all. He just wasn't doing anything. You know, I'm not going to waste too much energy speaking about Havertz because it is what it is. You know what you get with Kai Havertz, pretty much shit all these days. No consistency. It's just not good enough. And it's not of the standard that we need at Chelsea going forwards and trying to get ourselves back to the top level. This is 3 seasons Kai's done at Chelsea now. And there's just been nothing at all. A few goals in finals here and there. Obviously, we'll forever be grateful for the Porto goal. But ultimately, in terms of this season and just in terms of his general Chelsea career, it's not been good enough. Nowhere near consistent enough. Nowhere near enough goals. Nowhere near enough influence on games. And respectfully, it's just not worked out. It's not going to work out. And we need to move on and cut our losses in the summer and see what suitors we can get. That's as simple as that. But in terms of performance today, I think probably a 2. Literally, that's probably all I can give Havertz as a 2, which is not great at all. But it is what it is. That's where we are right now. But yeah, that, guys, is the final player ratings of the season. No, I would agree on that, mate. I cannot see Mount, Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, and Gallagher all leaving. It's 2 from those 4, maybe 3, but there's no way that they can all leave. Absolutely not. But yeah, guys, that rounds out the final player ratings of the season, people. The final one. It's done. 22-23 season is over. That is the last player ratings. Seems like a good point to round this one out. Feeling a little bit tired, guys. I can't lie. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, people. You know, it's never dull following Chelsea. It's been the worst season for the club in the Premier League, our lowest points tally, but I've loved it. I've enjoyed following the club up and down the country this season with great people, meeting great people. And I can't wait to do it all again next season. Obviously, I'm going to be here bringing you loads of content over the summer, loads of stuff coming, transfers, guests, you name it, all sorts, videos, streams. You know, there's going to be plenty coming, guys. So make sure you're locked into the channel. It's going to be the place to be for all your latest Chelsea news and updates. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that subscribes to the channel, everyone that tunes into the lives, everyone that gets involved in the chat, everyone that's part of this community. I appreciate each and every single one of you for getting involved, for tuning in like you always do. just to listen to me chat about Chelsea. It's kind of mad that people enjoy that, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm grateful to all of you guys. Thanks for your support this season. Look forward to interacting with you more in the summer with transfers and various goings on as well. I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry about it. But yeah, end of an era, end of the season. Lots of goodbyes to loads of players. End of an era for Lampard as well. Glad that he got the send off that he deserved, having not got a send off as manager when he got sacked, and having not got a send off as a player when he left the club as well. But the curtain has fallen on this season. It's over. It's a relief. I'm going to miss it. We're back in action in 76 days' time. But in the meantime, as I said, guys, smash the likes on the stream on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Make sure you head over and check out the match vlog from today as well. And I will catch you guys in a couple of days. Loads of content coming next week, so stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for all your support this season. Take care and up the Chelsea. Peace out, guys.